Hello everyone and thank you for joining. Today we're going to look into complementary angles, maybe a very brief topic, but still quite an important one to understand trigonometry. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so let's start with our right angle triangle. And as you know, a right angle triangle has a 90-degree angle to it. Let's have our triangle with sides A, B, and C. The other two angles in this triangle, let's call them theta and phi. Okay, you know that the sum of all angles in a triangle, any triangle for that matter, is 180 degrees. So in this triangle, if you're going to sum all the angles together, so let's say 90 degrees plus theta plus phi will equal to 180 degrees. Now we can rewrite this as theta equals to 90 degrees minus phi. Or we can say that phi is 90 minus theta. It's the same thing. Okay. So 180 degrees minus 90 degrees is 90 degrees. And then we can pull the other term to the other side. And we have theta equals 90 degrees minus phi, or phi equals 90 degrees minus theta. So far so good. All right. Now let's use our trigonometric ratios and link these two angles together. So why are we emphasizing on these two angles? They are known as complementary angles. Phi is a complementary angle to theta, and theta is a complementary angle to phi. All right. So we know that sine theta equals to A over C. Let's start here. Now, how do we link phi to A over C? So we know that the adjacent side to phi is A, and the hypotenuse is C, right? And that would be cos phi. So we can say that A over C also equals to cos phi. So now we've linked sine theta and cos phi together via A over C. We can say that sine theta equals to cos phi. And this is how the two are linked with each other. We've also previously derived that theta is in fact 90 degrees minus phi. So we can rewrite this again as sine 90 degrees minus phi equals to cos phi. If we want to describe the whole thing in terms of phi alone, in terms of one angle alone, we can link it via two trigonometric ratios, being sine and cosine, in this manner. We can just as well do the opposite. We can say that the sine of theta equals to cos of 90 degrees minus theta, right? Because phi is nothing more than 90 degrees minus theta. Now let's do it the other way around. Let's look at the cos of theta. So let's now write that down. The cos of theta is B over C, correct? So the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. How do we link phi to this? You guessed it, it is via the sine function. So the opposite side to phi is B and the hypotenuse is C. So B over C equals to sine of phi. Therefore, we can write cos theta equals to sine of phi. So the sine of theta equals to the cos of phi, and just the same, the cos of theta equals to the sine of phi. And again, we can rewrite this statement as the cos of 90 degrees minus phi equals to the sine of phi. And we can write it the other way around as the cos of theta equals to the sine of 90 degrees minus theta. These are all equivalent statements. So now to summarize, let's just list out all that we've just derived. In this case, it's not so important to memorize all the equations. It's more important to understand the logic as to how complementary angles relate to each other, especially in terms of trigonometry. So let's list them out. Firstly, sine theta equals to cos phi. Sine of 90 degrees minus phi is the cos of phi. The sine of theta equals to the cos of 90 degrees minus theta. The cos of theta is sine phi. The cos of 90 degrees minus phi is sine phi. And just the same, cos of theta equals to sine 90 degrees minus theta. Great. And that wraps up our video today on complementary angles. I hope you all enjoyed the lesson. Do like and subscribe, and we wish to see you all again in the next session. Take care, and till then.